Hello, you beautiful souls. It's the 14th of March. That's when we're recording this, and just got so much to say. How are you doing? First of all, as always, because I come from this, I know that there's a lot of stuff going on for a lot of people, that lower vibrational stuff. And I am going to acknowledge that later on. We'll talk a little bit about that later on. But I absolutely acknowledge where some people are. It's tough. And I'm always be aware, I've just been talking to Claire about this, is that, we put photos on Facebook of us having a good time, and not everybody is feeling that. So acknowledging that, but you will be. We all got to just keep going to get through these energies. I think one day last week we had 19 M-class flares, and that's, of course, if you're in a good place, it's hitting you, but it's not affecting you so much. You might be tired, but if you're not in a great place, it might be affecting you quite badly. So just really acknowledging that. But I want to talk to you about so many things today, because there's so many good things coming up. We're going through extraordinary times. I was with Pam Gregory yesterday. Many of you might follow her, and Diana and Sue Stone. They've all got their brilliant things they're doing for humanity. And privately, it's amazing what you hear about what they're doing. I can't wait for it all to come on board. But with the astrology, we've got the full eclipse on the 8th of April. That's very significant. Get ready. And then we have, oh my goodness me, brain fade, memory gone, 20th of April. There's some planets coming into a line. And the last time that happened, there was quite a lot of chaos on the earth. But it's a good thing. So when these things happen, if these things happen, it's actually progressing us all. Please remember that. And I think, and I can see Clara in the background wanting to say something. So, Clara, over to you. What do you want to say?
Thank you, Adrian. Hello, everyone. Yes, it's that piece about how we remain stable when all the chaos is going on around. And so, as Pam always speaks about as well, what are your practices that help you? And one of the things also, only with your breath work, your qigong, your yoga, your candle gazing, whatever it is, keep pulling on it. Keep caring for yourself. This is self-care and some. It's the first port of call. And I know that a lot of you, having done the Akashic record trainings as well, keep rolling that through, keep clearing out that which is no longer in alignment with you, because that's what's going to help hold you steady. And me and my chi stuff, I'm always going on about rooting into the earth, but it's so important to have that connection with the great grandmother earth, as I refer to her as. She's there to support, but also remembering one another. And I know this is something that we've been chatting about, Adrian, that gathering together in groups, and you're great at calling people together. So what do you want to say about that?
So, gathering in groups. First of all, we've got some great gatherings coming up. The heart gathering in Glastonbury sold out within 6 weeks. So I'm very grateful for you for booked on that. That's going to be a beautiful day. But we've now created these events in Kildare in Ireland. That is in July. We've created this in Amsterdam in September, and we've created this in Stuttgart in Germany in November. And no doubt there'll be some other events in between. Also, when we're at those events, we're going to be teaching the Akashic records, because there's so many people jump forward with their own lives and their clients' lives, because they're now teaching, so they're now clearing so many people and their own. And now we've got a group going to be going through to become trainers as well, including Clara here. So she'll be taking it. Now I know there's people doing this around the world, but we're all different. I know that we've got the energy that comes through from the Adrian Lee energy trainings, and I've been told just say it's making movements in the world. So thank you for that. So those gatherings are taking place, but before that, we have an inner child clearing on the 2nd of April. One of the major things, and even I had a reading a few weeks ago from the lovely Donna Maxine about a little bit that I need to do with my inner child. So we all know there's stuff from our inner child we need to clear to move forward. And as I'm now thinking through, probably Clara was going to jump in right now. So because she does a lot of this work too. Over
Yeah,
to you.
totally. The inner child work's so important. It's where some of the old traumas are, and bringing the compassion into your inner child, because he or she is just full of joy, really, when you think of the energy of children. And if you can tap into that excitement, that believing in yourself before anything has gone on that has sort of squashed that down. And it's central to the clearing that we do, and all the hypnotherapy trainings as well. It is all bringing it up, what's the inner child work? How can you express from that space? So I think it's really key that you're offering that at this time, Adrian, so that we can all get in touch with that, the true essence of our inner child. And that's not about encouraging us to be childish, it's about encouraging us to be childlike.
I agree. We don't want the old patterns of our inner child brought through, the negative ones, but I definitely want to bring through the playful ones. Because, as you know, it's all about fun, and we need to have fun and laugh because that's healing too. So, 2nd of April, we're on for the next clearing.
So
I
can I
can
just
see. I'm gonna let you, Clara, go.
So when it's not just fun for fun's sake, it's because that's what raises your frequency. That's what raises your vibe. If you can see the joy in something, however small it might be, and you focus on that, that makes the joy bigger, and then your frequency rises, and then you're able to see other things from different perspectives too. So yeah, you could always try tickling yourself, but it's never quite the same, is it?
I don't know. No, it's not. So, but what I want to say as well, also, is that we've got the equinoxes coming up. The equinox coming up, and I started a gathering in line with Rory Duff's sacred network.org, and that's where people gather at sacred sites, generally on the eaves of. Now, for those of you who don't follow Rory, just explain a little bit of information. He is a energy expert around the world. He's got people all around the world tapping into the energy lines. I did a course with him many years ago, and there are so many types of energy lines, but including dragon lines, which have come around a couple of years ago, which there's becoming more of. Now, we used to gather on the equinoxes and solstices because that was the main energy center of that time of the year. But now with his work and other people's work, they've seen that the harmony times have now expanded around the equinoxes and solstices. So we've got those energies, and I think we can all feel this. Well, a lot of people can feel this. We're in the energies of equinox and solstices within, currently it's 20 days either side. So by the time we get to December 2024, so we're not that far away, we will be in the harmony energies all year round. That's what he is saying. And I think also Pam Gregory, from an astrological point of view, is also saying that. So we're going to be enjoying, I'm going goosebumpy, feeling all of this all year round. So these are so exciting and amazing times for all of us. So I started one in Knowlton Church a few years ago, handed that across to some other people now, but I will be going to that. So I'd encourage anybody to go on sacrednetwork.org and create their own gatherings, because what we do on those, we actually gather on the eves on generally, but it doesn't matter which day. And so we will link in with all the other groups that is happening around the world. Claire.
Yes, back to the harmony. I'm so glad that you spoke into that because there's a beautiful flow that's like a figure of eight. We call it the infinity flow, but it's also the harmony flow, and it's what can help to balance heaven and earth within you and any energies that are difficult, and it brings it you into that still point place. So I just wanted to drop that in there for those of you that are already working with this energy, and those of you that are curious about what is this harmony thing, how can I access it for myself. And I'm super practical. I like to know how I can, get in there and do something. So you just do it with your hands or do it in your mind. Just see that infinity flow. I know it's something that Diana uses as well for some of her meditations. A lot of people do. So just a little reminder of that flow to help you come into peace and calm.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And maybe just the other thing on that is that if you can't get to a gathering, just link in at home. Um, the energy lines are expanding. Not only is the timelines expanding, the energy lines themselves are expanding. So all around the world, the energy line will be coming through wherever we live at some stage. It's going to be amazing. Well, it is already amazing. Um, and these groups don't need to be very big. Now, the Knowlton Church one I started ended up being about 250 people each time, which actually probably is too many. Actually, you only need about 10 to 20, or even 5, or even 2, just gathering in whatever you can at this sacred site. Okay, that's coming up, and I'm also going to be one down in Devon on Saturday, the whatever it is. Anyway, the Saturday after the equinox, I'm going to be down in Devon. It's all on the website.
Yeah, it's on the 23rd.
So, probably Claire is going to keep me on track of what I haven't spoken about. What else? What haven't I spoken about so far?
About your events and gathering people together, which I think is so potent at this time that it's, and when we come into workshops or trainings, we know that there's going to be people there that are similarly vibe to us. And you've got a really special one coming up on the 5th of the 5th, that energy portal day at Retreat New Forest with Nicoletta, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So this is the only event which is currently available to go to at the moment. Um, I think the maximum people we can get in there is 40, and so it will just be a beautiful day. Nicoletta will be bringing the source energy through. She does some brilliant work in Slovakia and in the UK and in a lot of Europe. And of course, the Andromedan activation that my soul was able to bring in Portugal last year is now available to everyone as of January, according to Kumika Diana Cooper's guide. And I actually brought that through in the event I did with Diana and Tim on Sunday. So I'll be bringing that through, bringing those activations through from Andromeda, the higher energies for anybody who hasn't done it yet. So that will spread through the world. And we have a beautiful day. I love including the sound bar. So we'll have a sound bar, and we'll have a nice lunch together. I haven't done an event like this in this way, so that will be absolutely great as well. And that's not so far away, on the 5th of the 5th. And we love a double number, don't we?
We do. We really do.
I think, Clara, how have you been doing with, because you're relatively, well, you're not new anymore, because you're doing some amazing work with helping people clear their records. And but you do it well, you started in a slightly different way, and that's the beauty. The way I teach it with a script, but also with your intuition. You can go where you want with, and you've with your modalities, you've kind of mixed it all up a bit, haven't you?
Well, I kind of tuned in, really, like anyone that's doing this work, that freedom that you offer right at the get-go is like, make it your own. And it's also tuning into your clients. If I say to people, are you a seasoned meditator, or words to that effect? And then, if you've got someone that's used to anchoring in and coming into their hearts and up to the cosmos, you may not need to go into quite so much detail as people that need a bit more reassurance and a bit more like keeping in focus, and people that we've got very, very busy minds. For instance, I even bring in some of the hypnotherapeutic techniques, not for everyone, but just for those that I kind of feel would benefit from that. And then, but yeah, the newly updated manual that we have, that you're all going to get a copy of if you've been on the training. We are going to sort all this out next week for you, but it's there. I do have it as a Word document as I'm going along, but you can make little tweaks. You can pull things in and out according to what your client is wanting from you. So I love the organic creative process, and also how it just leads you more and more into your intuition in the moment with that person. And I get little guidance bits. I feel things or whatever in ways that I hadn't done before. So it's helping me to grow in my intuitiveness. And yeah, so thank you for all of that.
And you have been getting some great feedback. Your new website is nearly up and running with all of your reviews, etc., etc. So I, just to let you know, I have got just a few people to take for a few clearings. But if you want an Akashic record clearing, I do encourage you to seek it with Clara right now, because you're going to get that much quicker in the same energies, and go from there. You've got my recordings anyway. And so there is just amazing stuff happening as always. Not every day is amazing. Some days are like pretty boring, aren't they? But that's life. But as long as we're in our hearts, and that's okay. I think I've had quite a number of questions about Mount Shasta, and
I
you
was going
said
to say,
you
yes.
said people want to know about Mount Shasta.
Like, Adrian, what happened in America? It was all telling us about it. You were doing the live stream with Helen, and some of us got on that, and then you were bouncing around different places. We had Facebook posts and update. Look, brilliant. Come on, spill the beans. What went on?
So if you're completely bored by now with this video, because everything is imperfectly perfect, um, that is all the messages out the way. But so if you now want to hear about Mount Shasta,
No.
you can stay on. And have we said everything we need to say?
Yes, and
I
if we
think so.
I'll put it in the email if we anything slipped. It's everything that's on the list.
Everything is imperfectly perfect. And maybe I say, so I will now go to Mount Shasta. So you'll probably hear me rambling on about particular messages here. Now, I've still yet to do an update from my surrender. When I put out my surrender video at Christmas, I was just trying to help people go, there is an alternative. And I will be updating that when there's a moment in the day when we're not doing other things. But I put things like Mount Shasta down to being in the flow, and the universe sending you what you need. Because I asked the universe, give me what I need. Now, originally, for those of you who know, Patty Stanger is the millionaire matchmaker in the US, and she's trying to do her bit. She was like #3 on Bravo, and she has got a million followers on Instagram. And she invited me onto a show, and we still haven't done that, but that will happen when it happens. So when she invited me to be on the show, I said, you know what, I could do with some sun, because I still, even though I went to Egypt, I needed to actually have a rest after 8 months of working, because my body was in that zone. And so I said, why don't I just come out there? Let's do it in person. But the universe was actually just trying to get me out there. Because what actually did happen, now I did meet Patty, we had a beautiful evening. It was really interesting. We could have chatted, for a lot longer than we actually did. And then Diana went on her show. But what actually happened is that with Helen Quayle, she's a friend of mine down here. I knew she was over there. And I said, can you point me in the right direction, where to stay, what to do, blah, blah, blah. I'd like to go to Mount Shasta for whatever reason. And she said, when you're coming, because I live in Texas now, I have done for the last year. I told her the dates, and she said, you won't believe it, I'm in Mount Shasta that week. Now that's when you're in the flow, when you're in alignment, that's what happens. We meet, tingles again. The universe just sends you people, sends you timings. And it's been doing that for me for a long time now. You meet people that you weren't even meant to meet. They weren't even meant to be there, but they were there for some other reason. And then you go, the universe goes, because you two need to be together. You need to be doing something. So I had a traveling partner. We traveled up the Lemurian coast, and that was, we had to double back because actually some of it was closed, but it was absolutely beautiful. The energies traveling up from LA, a 2-day trip um, from LA up to Mount Shasta. Energies of San Francisco were very different to Mount Shasta. We'll leave that there. And but going up on the highway, it was like looking on both sides. It was like going, is that just a postcard? Because it looks like a postcard. It was beautiful. And I didn't realize that California had so many beautiful, amazing views and energies. But the main thing is, and we had the clearest view when we got to Mount Shasta on that night. I said, I need to get to Mount Shasta before it gets dark. And we could see it approaching. It was like, heart pounding excitement stuff. And then we got right underneath. We had to go through some roads. And then all of a sudden, there it was. I said, let's stop. We got out of the car and it was just like, oh, we were in like that, oh my God moment. We looked at each other and just went, it was excitement because I put out that video, and whatever anybody thinks, there were ships there. There were ships there. And by the time I got the camera out, it wasn't as clear, but it was just like we knew what was going on. In fact, I felt the celestials, the star beings were gathering anyway before that. And that was the biggest wow moment for me in a long, long time, to feel that energy, that sacred site, Telos, the secret city of Lemuria being there, and the guardians being around that site was absolutely amazing. It's quite emotional just even talking about it right now. And sharing that was beautiful. And we, with Helen, she took us on a bit of a tour for 3 hours at the base of Mount Shasta. There's a beautiful, like Glastonbury, it has like a beautiful garden where people have put garlands, and there's little bits of. I should actually put the pictures up. I haven't. I should put the pictures up of what we've got. But it's just amazing, and it was just so beautiful to be there. Of course, this was complete off season. Not many, hardly any tourists there at all. And I stayed in Mount Shasta Lodge area. And even there's lakes all around Mount Shasta, beautiful energies. And there they were, the deer were just coming out and just in this lodge area and just looking at you, not afraid, just looking. Apparently there were bears there too, but I didn't see any of those. Thank goodness. But we had a beautiful event. We were, unfortunately, a blizzard was coming in on the day of the event, which put quite a number of people off attending in person. But I think we had 50 or 60 people online, which was great. Met some lovely, amazing people as well there. I'm sure. But when we went to a place called Castle Crags, which was a Lemurian mountain rock face, only ones there, no other tourists, cold. We did some great releasing up the top. We just said, shall we scream? And we just did it 3 times and just let it all out, just ripple out. If anybody heard us, they would think there's something going on here. But it was really, I don't know, healing and clearing, and it felt right. I kept on looking around to see if there was any mountain lions as we were walking up there. But when we went down to the bottom again, we went to a place, and I knew there were 3 star beings there. They were watching. they were just saying hi. That was very special. And we just did a small meditation. And when we come out of that meditation, it was probably only 5 to 10 minutes maximum. Maybe it could have been shorter. All the nature beings had come out in bright green. They were showing themselves, and I said to my travel partner, who hadn't seen them before as well, said, "Look," and then once you spot them, you can't unsee it. And so it was really, really beautiful on so many reasons. I know we were there. There were some areas where we were going to transmute some energies. We were there to get the downloads. My travel partner was really connected to that. And when she told me about that, I really then felt the energies of that. So it was just awesome. And I brought those energies back from Mount Shasta last weekend when we did an event with Diana and Tim as well, which went really well because all the energies just dovetailed in. I don't think I can say any more. There's probably some very special stuff. Thank you to the Soul Connections team, who that's where we did the event. Got some lovely crystals there. They've got it all there. Just beautiful energies. And sacred sites, of course. Every mountain potentially is a sacred site. And of course, this one is a volcanic one. Anyway, without maybe boring people, there is something else. Is there anything else you want to know about Mount Shasta, Clara? Because we have not even talked about this. Or is that enough?
Well, it was when you mentioned the meditation, I could feel it coming through you again. So it's really great that you're connecting in with these energies and that you're bringing them through for us. And when you were speaking about the Andromedan energy as well, it's like, whoa, this is like a present sharing that you're offering here, and you've just given this little nugget of it. But even feeling into that nugget of it just feels expansive and wondrous and connective, and there's this awe and wonder and what it's like to be a human at the moment with a soul that's receiving all this information. And it feels really special that you experienced all that and that you're able to then bring it back to share with us. So thank you. Let's have some more of that.
And that is what's happening to a lot of people. You may think you're going to be doing something, but actually you may make a decision and then the universe say, well, this is actually really what you're going to be doing. Or what, that's, yes, you're going to be doing that, but this is the most important thing. So this is the surrender to the outcomes. Don't be, fixed on your outcome. If you're going to do something, it may not be exactly what you want it to be, or it is, because for your highest and greatest good, the universe will send you what you need. And where you're meant to be, and that includes places, people, and even just if you're on your own. And there is, in the astrology, there is apparently a lot of relationships going to be parting coming up. So just remember, we need to be with the people. We're going to be with the people, with the right people, and because everybody's on their own path for their highest and greatest good as well. And of course, we've got to get rid of all of that worry and all of that outcome. Having said that, I do have to mention, this is really exciting. For me, it's really exciting. In past days, in past years, in past decades, a lot of spiritual people looked after their upper chakras and their spiritual life, but they didn't look after their physical body. Hence, they had a lot of health issues. And that is, I can say the same with myself, certainly since I had my loss of everything in 2017, put on weight, didn't do my exercise, blah, blah, blah. That's a fact. And again, the universe showed me this beautiful energy and lady in South Africa who does fasting. courses for 8 weeks. So we have partnered up to provide a unique spiritual experience and practical experience with getting our bodies in shape, potentially losing weight, but getting our bodies into a state where we can receive all of the new energies. So one, on a 3-dimensional level, we're going to be fitter, we're going to be healthier. And on the 5th dimension, it's going to be for all of our new energy that's coming in. We're going to be ready for that, which starts on the 30th of April. That will be going up on the website, probably by about the 1st of April. That's going to last for 8 weeks. I'm so excited about this, clearly because I need it. Well, I believe I need it. But a lot of people need it. So that's going to be a unique offering of spirituality fasting, clearing and fasting on that 3-dimensional, including all nutrition, all levels of always. I can see a thumb's gone up from Clara, and I don't know how that happens, where this other thumb comes up. Did you want to say anything about that at all?
I'm really excited about this, taking care of the physical body, all its biochemistry, all this, the things that it needs, and the ways that it talks to you and it doesn't get what it needs, and as you say, like preparing it so that it can really help us be the vehicle to house our soul, so that we can really step forward more and more in and bring more light and high frequency into the world. And we can't do that if our bodies aren't healthy. And I would love to find out more about fasting and get support around that. So I'm looking forward to this, and hopefully be able to get to speak to you both a little bit more about it, and then we can share that with you out there. So thanks for this.
And in the Western world, May and June is just the perfect times for doing it. Doesn't mean we need to maybe deprive ourselves of things for all of that 8 weeks. That's not what it's about. It's about doing the right things at the right time, still having a cheeky here and there, but it's about getting out our times. And some of us need support. And I believe doing it in a group. We're going to have a WhatsApp group. We're going to have, so we're all going to be supporting each other. And it's going to be awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. I feel my body getting in shape already. And especially this weekend, because this weekend I'm at the Angels Conference with Diana, with Kyle, with Rebecca, and a whole lot more. So I'm really, really looking forward to that too. On that, yeah, Clara's doing that. I can't do it. Look at it. I wish you could see what I was seeing then. Can you do that again? Hold on. Do that again with the heart thing.
I don't know if it'll do it again. It tends to do one thing at a time. If you
How does that happen? I think it's just the love that you're sharing, Clara.
Love is all around. Love is in the air.
Love is in here, and we're going to be doing some more singing going forward. Sing, sing, sing. So that's probably I waffled on for far too long today. Right. Do you want to? Are we going to do the bowl and just let it seep out?
Yeah, I'll put it under the mic, and you can get a good blast of it. Lovely people.
Lots of love to everyone. See you on the other side.